Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be testing the 2020 Ford Shelby GT500 in the Crew 2. Now, this game does not have proper multiplayer races, so I thought let's just go online in this gigantic map of the United States and travel all the way across it from San Francisco to Miami. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and consider joining the Purple Team Discord, link will be in the description, and enjoy the video. I've always enjoyed open world driving games, and the Crew 2 has, I believe, the largest open world that you will find in any racing game nowadays. While it's obviously at a much smaller scale than the actual United States, it has some true-to-life size buildings and landmarks like this Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. And one reason why I wanted to start in San Francisco was because it is a familiar city to those of you who play Asphalt 9. Finally, we got to drive all the way across the Golden Gate Bridge, which you can't actually do in Asphalt 9. Now, coming up here, I did not have such a great start with hitting those cars. I tried to sort of thread the needle through them. I got better at that a bit later, and this tunnel up here reminds me of one in some of the San Francisco variants. So I'm not going to bore you with the entire 40-minute drive across the US. Rather, I've cut it down into about 10 minutes of some of the best moments going across. You'll get to see the landscapes all over the place, and you'll get to even see different seasons and random things in the middle of the road that you can run into if you're trying to look at the scenery and not being careful. My guy's thinking, what am I doing here? A bit later in the video, I'm going to drive through Dallas and show you the hotel that I stayed in when I co-hosted the ESL Mobile Open event, because yes, it is there, as well as the conference building that it was held in, and Reunion Tower next to it. There are just so many real places in this game, and that's really cool to me. So I bought the full version of this game about a year ago when it was 70% off, I think it was. I made a video about it at the time testing the Bugatti Divo, because it was a car that was not really in many other racing games at the time, just like this Shelby GT500 is not in many other racing games at the current time, and it's my favorite car. The Crew 2 really seems to get a lot of cars first. Here, I wanted to be a bit efficient and not take the long windy road when I could just go straight through the desert and probably mess up my car if this were not in a racing game. Do not do this in real life, kids. So I want to take some time during this video to tell you guys about the future of other racing games on my channel, because you know that I made a video about this a year ago, and then I made that one video about Need for Speed Heat several months ago, and I haven't really made videos about them since. The biggest reason for that is simply because not as many of my viewers are watching those videos as they are my Asphalt 9 ones, for example. So let me know if you would like to see more other racing games, because that is the majority of what I play, and honestly, I would have fun doing more videos in the Crew 2, or Need for Speed Heat, or even Forza, which I haven't done for a while either. I just know you guys are mostly Asphalt players, and so I want to make sure to make videos that you enjoy. So I noticed that it was getting snowy now. Yes, this game does have seasons just like Forza, although obviously Forza's last entire weeks, and this game's do not last all that long at all. Like, you will see that it will change again later in this video. So we have made it to Dallas, and that big tower that was over to the left there was Reunion Tower. It was right next to the hotel that I stayed at, and it was one that I got to go up very high in. You see that black building over to the left there? That is the hotel with that tower right next to it. And you know what's funny? You can actually get sort of inside the area, and at first I did this with a bike and I wasn't sure if I would be able to do it with a car, but I went right up to it and I was able to get between two of the posts there. And so it was so weird. This wasn't the first time I'd been here, but when I first went, I was like, wow, I was here, and this is in a racing game. Obviously, it's not exactly how it looks like in real life, but it's just a very interesting sort of experience, and this game has a lot of places like that. Here, I just thought it would be fun to park in between these cars because, I don't know, there was an empty spot. This game is just kind of like a gigantic driving sandbox of the United States. It's really fun to me, and probably will be for anyone else who enjoys that kind of thing as well. Not only do you have normal street cars, you've got supercars, you've got rally cars, you've got monster trucks, you've even got demolition derbies, you've got hover boats, and normal boats, and planes, and motorbikes. there's just so many different things you can do, and I haven't really seen that in any other game. And I tried to get out, but I couldn't for some reason, so I just teleported to a nearby event and made my way back. That conference building back there was the very building that the Mobile Open Season 1 was held in, and I remember like parking right along the street here. And if we now go over to the left in front of this building, those doors over to the right there, those were the doors that I went in right there in front of me. Again, obviously it's not exactly like it was, but for the most part it is pretty darn close, and this is something that I've never experienced in another racing game, and you likely won't. So now it is time to get back on track to get to Miami. In this game there are multiple homes that you can end at, and I always seem to start the Los Angeles one, so I figured the Miami one would be a good one to go to since it's all the way across the country, and Dallas is in the middle, which I wanted to show you guys. So there we can see it in the background with Reunion Tower right there. I actually missed my exit to get back on the highway because I was looking at Dallas too much. I loved the look of it when I was there, and I actually posted a photo of the Dallas skyline at night outside our hotel window, a picture I took, on my community tab if you'd like to see that. There was a purple building in it as well, so that was one reason I liked it so much. I met a few asphalt players in Dallas as well. If any of you are watching this video, hello to you. I hope to meet some more of you guys at some point as well. I just think that would be really cool. So probably not 20 minutes after winter began, I noticed that the trees were beginning to thaw out, and we went back to, I don't even know, spring, I guess. The weird thing is, I'm not entirely sure how the seasons work, because it didn't particularly look like fall right before winter. So perhaps they just have a summer and a winter. I don't know enough about the game to tell you that. So we're coming down to the Bayou area in the southern United States, near the likes of New Orleans, for example. And one thing I really like about this game is just taking in all of the various kinds of landscapes that you see all throughout it. And for some reason, I really like long bridges like this one. I can't really explain that. Maybe it's just because of the view that they give, or the fact that I haven't been on a whole lot of them. But regardless, I enjoyed this drive a whole lot. And somehow I managed to make it all the way through these cars at the end of this bridge without hitting one of them, even though I was pretty sure I was going to. But yeah, we made it through somehow. And I like knocking down the barrels, don't judge me. So I was hoping to get to my place a little bit faster, so I tried to shortcut here. That barrier is not breakable, sometimes it's difficult to tell, so I decided to just make it through here, and this did not go quite as well as my little shortcuts in the desert, because I kept getting hung up on these wide trees in this swampy area. Yes, it would have been faster if I had just gone on the main route, but hey, that's no fun. But I made it through and was able to get back onto the road, where I continued driving until finally I made it to Miami, my destination city. Now, I noticed that there were a ton of just super complicated interchanges and things in here, and in real life, you can't just turn around and then go back on the highway and then go to your exit like the people on the r/idiots in cars subreddit do. I love that subreddit, by the way. Check out our Purple Team subreddit too if you didn't know we had one, which most people probably don't, since I don't say much about it. But it's there, we have a few hundred members, people post things occasionally. Anyway, we've made it onto our exit and continue going down deeper into the city, and that Lamborghini that was back there, I think it was a Lamborghini, at the other interchange is just following us. He was stopped there waiting for somebody to prey on, it looks like, and he was just trying to mess us up for no reason, which did happen, but then thankfully, after a little while, he let off, and I was able to continue on my merry way, because our destination was pretty close at this point. As I was driving through Miami here, it looked familiar, and then it dawned on me why. Need for Speed Heat's map is based in Palm City, which is based upon Miami, I believe. And I've actually been playing the Crew 2 and Need for Speed Heat a lot more in the past couple of months or so, and I wouldn't mind making more videos about them. Let me know if you guys would like to see anything in particular in them. Need for Speed Heat doesn't have this car, but it does have a 2018 Mustang GT, which I have souped up to my greatest ability, and somehow, even even when looking from other camera angles, I managed to go by all those cars without hitting them. That's unusual. So we've made it to our house, and right as we go up to it, another Shelby GT500 goes and blows us by. Interesting coincidence there, and we make it into our house, which you can actually show cars in, and here's what my character looks like, by the way. There's nothing that looks quite like me, so I had to choose that. So guys, thank you all for watching. Please like the video if you have enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt and other games content, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.